So we'll have a second viewing available. Oops, that one. That size is fine. We'll go pink. Let me jump to that real quick.
Yeah, so call out when you're doing, just for me at least, I don't know about slime, but it's hard to see. Yeah, obviously this is me, but when I see names from outside,
Yeah.
I can't read anyone's name, so.
So this thing is something that took me a long time to practice. So what you're doing here is you're on the wall, and a couple quick things about the wall that you can practice in free play. The wall is literally just a sideways floor. The way the Rocket League physics work, there's barely any gravity. So if you kind of just orientate yourself so that your screen is sideways, your monitor is sideways, and you just kind of jump out from the wall, if you were on the ground, you would almost never double jump at a ball. And if you did, you'd always get a shit touch on it. So as this ball hits the wall and bounces away, you double jumping off of it is going to be a shit touch. That kind of correlates. So what I would do is work on single jumping off the wall and boosting at the ball. You can also double jump off the wall, and that puts you further out into the center of the field. I don't think it's as important. I'd rather see you single jump, boost, orientate your car back to normal by air rolling left in this case, or air rolling right to be upside down in order to get a little bit more power on a hit downwards if you wanted to. But work on those single jumps off the wall. And so when we let this play, you'll see that you double jump, whereas a single jump or even or not a double jump, you flip. Whereas if you had double jumped, if you had like double jumped aerialed there or fast aerialed there, you actually might have made contact with that ball.
Right.
So that's the one thing to note kind of right there. I think Tiger's playing a little bit too aggressive here because Road was on the wall and Slime is still not quite in rotation back. If Slime was a little bit more back, then he could be the third man. And something that beats Road that would beat the two-man attack would be less dangerous, but this in particular is a little bit more dangerous because Slime just needs to be a little bit more back before Tiger can kind of push up in the rotation. Now, I was commenting earlier today on the Premier game where their third man was getting very aggressive into the play, but where that was happening, the third man was almost always making contact with the ball. So if this was Tiger committing to this ball and trying to make a hit on it, that would be that kind of aggression. But the fact that Tiger's kind of just out of this play altogether is indicative of a third man kind of pushing too far forward. So that's an early goal that maybe could have been avoided for a couple different reasons. Looked a little confusing on the kickoff. Do you guys not have a kickoff strategy, or do you have?
I mean, I think we usually won't. Yeah. I couldn't see I think it did like a little jump, so I don't know if I saw what you saw, but yeah, no, we usually have a good kickoff strategy in play here.
Okay. Just look like Slime and Tiger.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, typically like our left guy goes, and I mean, obviously communication there.
Okay. Sometimes I find that like after a kickoff, I'm talking about the previous play. And so we eat up the 3 seconds of in-between time doing that while everybody's basically readying up. Sometimes it's okay just to rewatch the goal and have your conversation that you need to have and not ready up. I know it's a mental habit to just kind of ready up after a goal because of like solo queue, but I mean, you don't have to do it. Really good kickoff here. The stutter with Slime and Tiger was fine. Tiger ended up staying with the cheat, and I like that. Slime going to the big boost. So everything kind of worked out really well. Road was able to kind of kill the kickoff, and Tiger was able to get in there very quickly and get aggressive with it. So that worked out really well. Road, you might be getting to the center of the field a little bit too fast.
Yeah, and we called that out as soon as that happened. Like, I needed to chill, let that develop a little bit.
I would say if you make it to this boost as they're making contact with the ball, you might be there a little bit too soon. If you're making it to this boost just after they make contact with the ball, you're probably right. The faster you get there, the harder it's going to be to react to wherever the ball goes. And as you can kind of see, Clemson gets to that ball a little bit faster than you. And it's not always going to work out. If the ball goes to their side directly into Clemson's face, obviously he's going to beat you to the cheat, and there you just kind of have to hope that you can jump and get in his way, and that anything you don't have, Slime can clean up behind you. Glitch with the replay review. Big boost for some reason sometimes stay on the pitch even though you've picked them up. I like that play. I think that's fine. Get aggressive like that. Slime, you might have been leaking up a little bit too close behind Tiger, and as a result, their clear ended up getting over your head a little bit fast.
Don't even need to say anything about that.
It's just it's an okay touch. If Tiger's calling for it, which I know his comms aren't really there, it's going to be difficult for you to know that you shouldn't touch that ball.
Yeah.
You guys are hitting the crossbar really effectively.
Oh,
I like that leave a lot. Instead of
That's
road,
what it was.
Yeah. and you might have missed it. It's fine. But instead of road hitting it into the center of the field, he was either trying to hit it up the wall or back behind him.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
And the fact that it rolled straight into our corner and Tiger was able to get boost and put the ball going the right direction. Now we've got a really cool opportunity here. We've got one of their guys deep in our zone. Slime can push up, and then we basically have a 3v2. Where Road's pushing up, Tiger's pushing up with the ball. He can hit Road, or he can put something off the backboard, or he can dribble. Just having options, I think, is a great thing, and he has options here. Beats the last guy. I think Road, you probably could have pushed up on that one instead of circling back, but depending on your boost, it might have just been more worthwhile to let Slime stay in the play. You might need a fast rotation back, Slime. You kind of hanging out waiting for that corner boost of theirs to spawn, and you ended up grabbing mid boost anyway. If you're in their zone and it feels like you're too far away from the play, then you should be utilizing flips to kind of get back into the play. I think that was another flip at it instead of single jump off the wall.
Yep.
If
when I'm in a rush, I don't take my time to think about the wall, and I just want to get off of it immediately and try and hit that ball. And really, I think just slowing down and, like you said, single jump in.
If you're on PC, I would recommend a Bacchus mod trick. Slime, you Tiger might be able to do this. What I do
Tiger's on him.
Tigers. Oh damn. Well,
so just me.
Slime, you might be able to do it. What I do sometimes in free play is I'll post myself up on the wall, and I'll let the ball be like center of the field somewhere, and I'll be like, I don't know, facing one of the goals, and I think it's down on the D-pad sends a pass at you, and so it'll send it kind of towards you, and you can jump off the wall and try and make contact with it. And that you can really work on your single jumps off the wall. There might be good training packs out there for the console players, but this one's just kind of really convenient because Bacchus mod's really, really simple to use.
Yeah, I just got rid of Alpha Console for Bacchus mod just because of the passing and training.
The other one that I like to do a lot is I think about Manfield a lot because Manfield has that big old box. I like to sit here, and one of the things that I found out is it's based off of your momentum, not the direction you're pointed. So just because you're pointed this way, if you're backing up and you hit the D-pad, it'll send the ball this way. But one of the other fun ones is I think it's the left on the D-pad, puts it off the backboard. Yeah. And so if you're just kind of waiting here and you've have a little bit of momentum going forward and send the ball off the backboard, it'll kind of lob it nice and soft, and you can work on your backboard reads as a result. And that one's kind of fun to do as well. I don't know if that one's any more beneficial than training. I think there's some really good trainings out there. Oh, I wanted to watch the skull.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm insane.
I just get distracted. Okay, so Tiger. Oh, okay. Oh, well, see, I like this a lot. One thing that I had to talk to Bobby about is if you're the second man and you see the one man kind of make a pass towards the net, sometimes you just have to throw your ball at the or your car at the ball. If it's in front of the net, you just fucking go for it. Especially in RSC, you put your trust in your third man, your teammates for a reason. Solo queue, maybe the pass doesn't look good, you back off. But in RSC, I think you just go for it every time, and then your teammates kind of get in the habit of realizing, okay, the two man is gonna go for the ball if it's somewhere in front of the net. And it's not the typical play where the two man sit in front of the net. The two man happened to be in the corner and was coming towards the net, which was Slime, and Tiger hit it off the corner and it happened to land in front of Slime. Slime was low boost and just fucking threw his car at the ball. And I think they're kind of just worth going for.
Yeah, I think I scored another one of those in this game.
Nice.
Spoiler.
Wait, was our pinch in this game, Road?
I don't even remember. Maybe. Guess we'll wait and find out.
I like this. You're slowing it down. You're giving Tiger a chance to get back on defense. You're able to get a good dribble. Unfortunately, not beating everyone, but you beat two people, which is honestly fantastic. You might have considered going backboard there, Slime, but it was a good aerial either way. Because they were looking for the pass across. For me, that's easier off the backboard. Road may be cutting up a little bit.
Oh, this is fucking ugly.
I was trapped it for him.
For that. Yeah, I was so mad at myself.
It might just be something where you were the furthest up the field, so just having trust in your guys behind you and letting them make the play on it instead of you trying to trap it. That's a good pass center.
Yeah.
Oh, good try.
Joke. I had to check down at the bottom. Like, did I score that?
Well, you're about to score 4 in a row, so I think it evens out.
True.
Good positioning. Oh, Tiger doesn't make contact. Oh, and Slime moved in a little bit too soon, maybe. The guy ended up making the pass for Tiger. Good challenge. Really, really good challenge. Nice, and a pass center. There you go.
There it is.
So Tiger's doing a really good job of getting some work in the corners and making these passes come center. Again, you're too quick to the... Yeah. You see it, though?
Yeah. No, it's blatantly obvious.
So
I'm turning back looking at it.
Yeah, so for me, I boost just a little bit, I front flip, and then I wait to see what happens, and then whatever boost I have left is me making the play on the cheat.
Right.
There, Tiger's right on it. Man, that was going in too. They had to commit 2 people to that save. Oh, that was a good pass by Slime, and Road just maybe a little bit too far. Less about Road's positioning. The pass was just a little bit too far away from Road. So honestly, a little bit more of a back pass there might be good. But it's tough to lead rocket-powered cars sometimes. It's hard to judge how fast they're going to be able to get to something.
This is the way you said it. Like,
it is.
I mean, it is though. You're right.
If you see high-level games, the pass doesn't even have to be good for it to be a good pass. It's the person receiving the pass can literally reposition their car in order to make it a good pass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys started taking these guys to the cleaners, and it's mostly off of these kickoffs too. It's not necessarily right after the kickoff, but within short succession after the kickoff, you're in their faces, you're making passes center, Slime there for a pass from Road as potential. It looks really good that first, 10 seconds after a kickoff, you're very aggressive in their faces. Okay. All right. I think Tiger probably could have pushed up a little bit with Road there. Sorry, go ahead. I missed something. Nope. Okay, maybe not. So what I saw was Slime on an awkward ball bouncing kind of center, chooses not to go, lets Road, who is front post, go. And Tiger was waiting back post, and I think that's a really good opportunity for Tiger to break out with Road as soon as Road makes good contact with it. If Road makes shit contact with it, obviously wait back and see what you need to do. But as soon as he makes good contact, I think break out downfield And Slime can break out downfield as well, but it was kind of obvious that he was kind of giving up on the play to let someone else take over, and that's usually indicative of letting both people take over just as much as just the one person. All right. Anyway, sorry. Continuing. Ooh, some good plays. Probably could be a little bit closer to our teammates, but with this big of a lead, it might not have been as much of a concern. Slime basically making a really good pass center, but nobody was there. Ooh, good pinch off the wall. And time's running out. Alright. Alright, did you guys see anything that you want to talk about for that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed a good amount of the wall hits, the kickoff session. Well, for me anyway.
What I'm seeing on defensive rotations is we sometimes crowd the same corner. So like one person will be coming from this angle, one person will be coming from this angle, and the other person will be like ready right on this guy's tail to go into the corner as well. And I'm wondering if we're going to see that in this game, and maybe that's some attribute as to why we might have lost. For me, offensive rotations are just so easy because you can sit here and you can watch your teammate move forward with the ball, and you can watch your other teammate waiting for the ball in front of the net. Or if you're this guy, you can see this guy bringing the ball in front of the net and know that you're going to be the next person to hit it. Whereas when you're back here, it's so difficult to see where your teammate is behind you if you're facing this way, and where the next person is rotating in. And it's so easy to start to stack the net. And what I found is that by keeping someone middle, what you do is you protect against or bumping goalies or stealing boosts. Somebody kind of in this range, but in the middle area over here anyway. You get a couple things. One is clears. They can be the next man to the clear and try and pinch it off the wall, like Slime did that on that one play, and keep the ball moving forward so that whoever started the clear can keep it going without the clear getting blocked by the other team. Or if you get a clear that doesn't work out, or the other team does have possession and they lob it center, well, this person can go for the shot just like the blue team would be going for the shot. And instead of shooting it well, shoot it poorly, just slightly off target. Shoot it poorly into the corner. Shoot it poorly off your post. And that'll catch the other team off guard. And your two people that are waiting post can read that bounce and start moving forward. The other thing that I didn't see, but you guys weren't playing a lot of defense last game, is backboard defense. For me, I think backboard defense is kind of a staple to higher level gameplay. And what's kind of amazing about it is just by kind of planting your car up here, people lob it up to you. Like they're just like, oh yeah, I can use the backboard. And they kind of like forget that, oh, that's a defender on the backboard. Maybe I shouldn't do that. And then you get to clear the ball away, and they lose all their offensive pressure. It's kind of funny that way. Damn, Road. That's a fucking strong kickoff. So, like I was saying before, I think you just go on that one. I think you hesitated maybe a little bit to see what Biggs was going to do, and maybe you just throw yourself in front of him. Unfortunate.
Yeah, another one of those.
Yeah, over the shoulders are really tough. It's something to get used to. It might have just kind of stemmed from you not expecting such a big clear. And without us as a team being up on offense, it might have made sense just to kind of linger back just a little bit longer.
Right.
Yeah, so there, Road peels off, not expecting it to go through. I think you just wait for it and you just expect it to go through. Tiger's passes, for the most part, have been making it through.
Yeah.
Like, Biggs is back flipping. Tiger's not in a really good spot. Unfortunately, going a little bit high with it. Double touch would have been really cool. Being there for the first hit, I think, was the right call, but the play afterwards wasn't awful. Tiger's third man committing there. That's unfortunate. Good read by Slime to get that one off to the side. I don't like Tiger's positioning here. He's like deep in our net, facing out. I would much rather you like back post facing across. If something doesn't work out well with roads clear, then when they're shooting, you should be able to boost to reach the ball. And when you're here, it's tough to react to shots that go far post potentially. Plus, from here, you're deep in the net, and you can't get out the field to help road with a clear. And then Slime, what you decide to do up here can be pretty important. You might get a bump on a guy. You might try and redirect the ball as road clears it. But if it doesn't look good and you don't think you can get a good hit on it, I think it's just best to kind of rotate back post and let Tiger move out on it. Yeah, so went for the... Oh, and that kind of worked out pretty well. I like the rotation back up field. You gave an outlet pass option. You put something on net. I mean... Everything about that change from defense into offense looked really good. Road maybe hesitating a little bit there on the challenge.
I do remember that specifically.
And then Slime,
I heard
unfortunately,
Slime was coming up on it. Yeah, and then we both kind of just did a little thing.
Just
There's
balled your
some
teammate.
comments about that.
That's another tough one on the kickoff there. Road touches it when Tiger had it clear. And the tough part about it is as soon as Road turns, also I think you probably cheated a little bit too far again because you're turning back towards your own fucking net. But anyway, he doesn't know who's behind him. So comms from you, Tiger, are like really important. And for me, if I'm Tiger here, I'm gonna assume Road's touching this every time. I mean, there's like, I don't know, it's kind of like a box about yay big. And if the ball happens to end up within that box and you cheat it to one of the sides, so let's say you cheat or you go to the right side boost, right? So you're going to be on this right side of the field. I'd say just about anything in this spacing is Tiger's, and everything in this spacing is probably Road's. There is a weird handoff in this area where it could be Tiger's, could be Road's. And that just kind of has to be on Tiger to make that call. So I would say, for me, I would assume without comms that Road's touching this ball, first of all. Second of all, if you do have comms, be very quick about it and say, I've got this, and let them know. What? Not right now, Teddy. Alright, so anyway, Road ends up balling Tiger. Tiger's a bit out of the play. With your two teammates up like that, Slime, it might be more beneficial just to run Tiger into the, or Clemson Tiger rather, excuse me, into the back corner. Instead of challenging here, just kind of let him take it into the corner, and then try and beat him as he comes around with it. That'll actually buy more time for your teammates to get back. The challenge is good if you have a teammate back. Oh, they didn't have a guy going for the kickoff. I never make those, by the way.
Yeah, nope, me neither. I never hit him hard enough.
Yes.
There's no one there.
Or I hit him off, just slightly off target. Okay, pretty good spacing. One of the comments that I made before this video even started was some of the things I expected to see, and I'm not seeing it so much. Slime nesting a boost, decides to get back boost instead. And that was a tough one. A lot of double commits from Road and Tiger this game. Ooh. You missed the catch.
Yep.
Yep, there's all three people in the same corner.
Yeah, I spawned right there.
Yeah, one spawned. You can't blame the spawner. Oh, that was a really good try. I mean, we're getting some pretty good offensive pressure. We're just not able to get the space we need in order to make the shot happen. Every time we shoot, it's like going right into somebody's face. Hey, hey. Shh.
Gotta watch our back.
I think I would have rotated infield there on that boost pickup road, but it worked out just fine. You rotated out to the outside.
Yeah.
If they would have gained ball possession, it would have been pretty dangerous.
Mm.
Damn, that's just like another one. It's like lofty in front of the box, roads up for it, and like randomly their defense is just on point this game. Slime, you're kind of just giving the ball away on that hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god damn it. Okay, I see what happened. You might have just been able to fake it. If Teddy gets a hit here, he's behind and underneath it. You might have been able to just wait him out. Because I don't think you were going to save it if he was shooting anyway. The way you approached it, you're approaching the ball, which is great. And at this point, Teddy is like momentum too far, putting him past it. And these guys are really far back. You might have just been able to wait him out and then dribbled, honestly. Booming clears are great as long as they're not going to the other team. They're great if they go to a teammate. They're good if they go to space a teammate can go to. They're fine if they go to space where the defenders are not. And they're bad if they go to the defenders. And unfortunately, this one ends up becoming bad because it just goes to defender. Great space for you to put this is up this wall or far side. Far side, I think, is going to be tougher for you because beyond Teddy, where his positioning is. So I think this was a good time to maybe just dribble. I would say you should dribble out of your zone 4 out of 10 times. I would reserve most of your times getting out of the zone for big clears. But if they're shutting down your big clears and they're giving you space, I think that's definitely awesome times to be using dribbles.
That's the goal I was talking about, where I just threw myself at it.
Yeah, that was a good one. Nice toss center. This is a deep rotation from Tiger. And it could just be the replay. These boosts might not be here, but even without these boosts here, there's just so many small pads. And Slime gives a great pass down to Road. We're not losing possession on this. We're making a shot happen, and while that shot's happening, instead of our teammate being somewhere near midfield, our teammate's in the corner. And so what's going to happen is Tiger's going to either have to use a lot of boost to get back into the play quickly, which basically negates the whole reason of getting 100, or he's going to be just out of the play because he is just so far away from it. I mean, just the raw distance to cover is just too much. So highly recommend, if your teammates are up on offense and you do not think that the blue team is going to clear it, grab a lot of small pads. I mean, right around the middle circle, there's 4 pads. That's 48 boost right there. If you can't hit a shot with 50 boost, I mean, even 40 boost, then you're probably doing it wrong. With 40 boost from the midfield, you can hit the ceiling with the boost. So you should be able to keep yourself a little bit closer to the play. That's great. It's good cutoff by Slime, and I think we're getting comfortable enough with each other that Road sees Slime go for that and he knows he's going to get a hit. I don't know if you made any callouts as to where you were hitting it, but Road seemed to know that you were hitting it infield, and he was very clearly the first person to it. Road, you might have been able just to shoot it though on target.
I tried to. Honestly, it was right when I hit it. I'm like, fuck, I suck. Like, I really went for it.
A part of it might also be approach, is that you kind of came at it from this angle, whereas if you would have just kind of given yourself a little bit wider angle. Now, the wider angle's bad if somebody else is challenging you, but if you have just a split extra second, that's a great play in order to make the little bit wider approach so that you can get a shot on target.
Right.
Oh, it's just straight in. Oh. And that, you know what, that's going to happen. With aggressive play styles, with a lucky clear like that, I think you have to keep playing aggressive. I think you have to let those kind of goals just go by the wayside and say chalk them up to 1 out of 10 that they take is gonna do that, and you just plan to keep playing aggressive.
Yeah, like after that one, I just gave up really.
Yeah, it's demoralizing. Down 4-1 last game. How good is this team? Who are we playing?
Not the best, honestly.
We 4-0'd them earlier in the season.
Okay. I mean, their defense in this particular game was pretty stifling. It was very difficult for us to create space. A demo would have done it. But as we can see here, like you had one guy playing the ball, you had one guy front post, and you got one guy back post, and they're in a pretty tight triangle with each other. And most of this replay, you'll see they're within a decent range of each other with a good spread where they're not all huddled on the same quarter of the field. And they're doing a really good job with their defensive rotations as a result.
Skyhook, actually.
That pass is good. I will tell you one that's better, though, is actually more defensive, or more to our own side. And it's a little bit harder to hit, but if you can get to the left side of the ball and hit it back towards your team, what you're going to do is instead of hitting it towards the net where Biggs and Clemson expect you to hit it, you're going to hit it towards teammates who have now a shorter distance to cover in order to hit the ball. And honestly, if Slime doesn't have it, Tiger might. And even if they double commit, you still might end up with a goal. So just something to keep in mind. Another option to create this pass is to bounce it off the backboard. And a near side bounce is going to leave it near side for your near side teammates. What I would recommend is that you don't be a near side teammate, you be a far post teammate in most situations. Because if you hit even near the front post on a lot of passes, it's going to bounce easier for the far side to be able to score it. Whereas a near side, you have to read this, and the angle to hit this shot is a lot tougher. But from this particular space, I would say I would want a near side teammate, and maybe keep in mind somebody that's kind of floating mid. Tiger's almost in that spot where he could be far side very quickly. But yeah, a little bit more of a back pass I think here would be pretty good.
Right. Okay.
And if you just kind of practice those a couple times, you'll get comfortable with it, and your teammates will get comfortable with it. Your teammates will get comfortable with it in literally one scrim session. 1 hour scrim session of you hitting a couple infield passes like that, and they'll be used to it. They'll fuck up the first 3. They might fuck up the first 5, but by the 7th, they're scoring it. There, I'd be looking for the pass. It wasn't bad. Maybe a tough angle from Road. And then no time left on the clock. Alright, so things that I talked about, their defense was really good. I think the demo play was a good one, and maybe we just didn't recognize that early enough in the game. I didn't see many opportunities where it was available to us. Letting our teammates take over when they have momentum, I think, was really good. We saw that when Road missed a hit and Tiger took it over. We saw Road on the cheats maybe getting there a little bit too soon. Tiger looked pretty good on his pacing for cheats. I didn't recognize any from Slime. Just kind of knowing where somebody who cheats his range is versus the person who's getting boost, what their area of coverage is, and then the person who grabs boost, if they don't want that person who cheated to touch it, they really have to be vocal about it. I saw some really good passes center where that 2-man was there. There was multiple times where we got goals out of that. There was a few times where that 2-man backed off. And I would say let's just not do the back off. Let's go for that just about every time. Get in the habit of just throwing ourselves at the ball. Obviously, we saw a few goals where that worked out. I'd say rotations look pretty good. I did not see a lot of double commits. I don't know if that's comfortability or comms. Oh, and then Tiger maybe rotating a little bit too far for boost when this play was upfield, so he had a long distance to cover. Utilize the small pads, and when you're that third man, you've got a bit of time to grab up some small pads if your team's on attack. All right, cool. Anything from you guys?
Oh man, thank you.
Yeah, of
Thanks for going
course.
over with us.